off and racing for the Jockey Club sponsored novice riders on to the Hills race. So on the far side, spotted Cat Emir Sacree, Felix Foster, jumping first in the lead. Second Subaltern. Flit, then the Grey Star present. Flight, that marker Turbo Boy. His first run over fences here today. So swinging away left-handed, Emir Sacree and Felix Foster. Setting a good gallop out in front. They've got the lead clear of Moonlight and Flit as they head along the wood side of the course. On those three fences. Sacree jumped well. Safely over, Turbo Boy attached 104 left off the back. So the second of those. So again, all six jump well, and then got on to the final stitch at the end of that section. And number 4, Sacree. Moonlight Flit is the definite Sacree now. Start first with the Grey third, drop flight on the inside, the second Subaltern, cut the leading line, attach the little off those in Turbo Boy if they swing left-handed, and so on the place fence that precedes the ocean. And so we on the lens from Moonlight Flit, and drop flights, Subaltern has dropped 5 lengths off of the Star Present head. Distance back to Turbo Boy, but jumped the open bit, but they're all safely cleared. And swinging left-handed to face the 3-player fences along the lane, heading back towards home. So favourite second Subaltern's just dropped a little off the leading quartet. Too early for any red alarm yet if you've taken the 6-4, but Emir Sacree leading the way from drop flight on wider Moonlight Flit and Star Present. This advantage much reduced as they head on to the next. Number 8 down to just 2 lengths now the lead from Moonlight Flit and drop flight. And then the Grey Star Present who's just pushed along there for a couple of strides by Scott Willis. 2 riders in here looking to get that first winner on the board. Over the next, and the field have closed up now, particularly Turbo Boy, who's made places now. Up into 5th. Second Subaltern back in 6th, but he's much nearer than he was half a mile ago. There's going to be 4 lengths covering the entire sextet as they line up the CW Strickland fence on the second circuit. Emir Sacree leads the way from Moonlight Flit. It's over on the inside now. And then the blue and yellow colours of drop flight. Second Subaltern's making ground again. On the inside, the Grey Star Present, Turbo Boy. Burst into midfield, has just dropped to the back now, but still well in touch as we go out on the final circuit here at Sharp Park this afternoon. So we've got 9 left to go, and Moonlight Flit in the Angus woods. Kind of go on the inside. The second Subaltern's got handy again on the inside Star Present. One being ridden along the drop flight who has dropped to the back of the field. It's Turbo Boy off past drop flight. So onto the Cumble ditch for the final time this afternoon. Emir Sacree and Moonlight Flit are the leading pair. Jumping in red cap of the favourite second Subaltern and a share of third. Grey Star Present and Alpine Turbo Boy. Driven along by William Brown in his drop flight. So they're going to take that turn at the very far end of the course with 6 left to jump in our final event. Turbo Boy and even more so drop flights are getting detached from the others as Emir Sacree has gone back to the front. From Moonlight Flit, Star Present, Second Subaltern, drop flights has pulled up, and Turbo Boys unseated the Cooper, and then fence that proceeds to the ditch, 6 from the finish. From the other 4, we rule any other 4 out. Moonlight Flit's gone on again, and now Emir Sacree, as he tends to do, he's been headed, and he's suddenly hard work for Felix Foster. The Grey Star present is still handy enough. Up front now, and Second Subaltern under Venetia Thompson has come through to probably just head Moonlight Flit as they go to the 4th last of our petroleum fence. And he definitely has the advantage here, Second Subaltern. He's gone on by 2 or 3 from Moonlight Flit. Emir Sacree ridden along by Felix Foster, hands and heels here. So it's going to be hard work for Felix. The leader jumps the 3rd last really well, and he's extended that advantage to 6 or 7 now as they run down to the 2nd last. Second Subaltern, who's been really consistent this season, has now gone on by a good 8 into the winds of 2 out, jumps it well. Moonlight Flit is still in second. Emir Sacree hit the 2nd last, and they're swinging for home now in their final race onto the CW Strickland fence for the final time this afternoon. And Second Subaltern is a good 8 to 10 minutes clear of the pursuers, heading down to the 19th and final fence. Second Subaltern, who ran really well here at the Yorkshire Jockeys meeting when finishing 4th, jumps the last safely. Moonlight Flit and Emir Sacree having a battle for 2nd, 3rd, but the favourite Second Subaltern's going to take the last, pushed out to the line by Venetia Thompson. Moonlight Flit in 2nd, then Emir Sacree, then Star Present came home in